remember kind of saying music videos are short, they're 3 minutes, you don't really need to incorporate a story. I realized that's actually not true. Like, even if you just incorporate a shallow story, a shallow narrative, the virality and the engagement shift that you're gonna get just by incorporating that will be bigger than you think. My name is Joshua Lafemi. I'm based out of Los Angeles, California. I direct and edit music videos. I have a lot of corporate accounts that I do video production for. I've had my YouTube channel for 5 years. And of course, I have my website, luxuryleaks.com. So over the years, I've actually learned how crucial it is to incorporate a narrative in every type of project, regardless of the length. I feel like narratives in general create engagement and maintain someone's attention because there's a progressive nature to it, and that there's always that mysterious conclusion at the end of the narrative that you're actually excited to find out about. Okay, so what are 3 things that make a strong story? Number 1, there needs to be a main protagonist. That's kind of the main person that the story is centered around and that's trying to accomplish a specific goal. Number 2, there needs to be an antagonist. That's the main thing that's preventing that person from reaching that goal. That antagonist can either be another person or it can even be an antagonistic force, like say maybe poverty is preventing the protagonist from reaching their goal. Number 3, there just needs to be kind of ebbs and flows as far as the narrative goes. There needs to be a sense of uncertainty, maybe a few twists. And then it's nice to have some type of conclusion in the end where you know whether or not the person reached their goal. It's been really cool seeing the rise of K-pop over the last decade and how their creative excellence has really started to affect how we create music videos over here in the West. They really put a lot of attention into complex set design. One of the most underrated elements of a music video is an excellent location. And when I'm in my pre-production process, that's the first thing I look at after the story. First, I figure out, okay, what's the narrative gonna be? And then second is, how am I gonna gain access to a location that's gonna be able to convey the emotions I'm trying to evoke through this narrative in the best way? And the cool thing about K-pop videos is they build a lot of their sets and they do a really good job at it too. So how that translates to me is I'm gonna try to incorporate an art director in every one of my projects that's able to actually create awesome set builds. Or I'll make sure to location scout properly beforehand, so that location that I end up shooting, whether it already exists or was built from scratch, is memorable. Another thing that K-pop music videos do well is creating depth, whether it be like spatial depth, where they actually just shoot in a location that has an obvious foreground, midground, and background, or it may have lighting depth, meaning that the lighting setup allows for a lot of things in the background or foreground that has a lot of contrasting light intensities. The reason why you want to incorporate depth in your shots, regardless of the type of depth you're talking about, is because it gives the audience's eye something to look at. Again, it maintains someone's engagement with your work. So I'm going to give you an example of when I was able to incorporate a pretty simple narrative into a pretty short music video from my bro Mickey Singh. The song was called Conned. The song was basically just about heartbreak. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I want the narrative to involve him being with the girl at the beginning of the song and then losing the girl by the end of the song. So what you basically see is mixed in with all the performance setups are B-roll cutaway shots that incorporate him and the girl kind of caressing and being lovey-dovey. And then slowly as the song progressed, the tension started to build and they started to kind of drift away. And by the end of the video, they completely just cut each other off and they're done. Again, it was a very simple video. We only had one location to shoot it in, but the fact that we incorporated just a simple narrative to message match with what you were hearing in the lyrics, I think is what really drove the engagement that we got for that video. So I have the interesting duality of being a teacher as well as a content creator. So it doesn't matter what I create, whether it be a music video for an artist or a corporate video for another client, all of that feeds into my content that I'm actually teaching on my YouTube channel. My favorite thing about being a YouTube content creator is being a student through the entire process. So I used to think of myself as, oh, I'm the teacher, I'm going to learn stuff and I'm going to teach people. But what I realized is if you are a student, it's going to make you an even better teacher.